Durham Public Schools today making it official. There is a new interim superintendent at the helm as DPS faces a crisis.
Caddy Moore was formally introduced this morning, the longtime Wake County educator taking over DPS as the district deals with that ongoing pay dispute that has forced schools to close several times. Tom George is joining us live now with more on this. Tom?
Well, Amber and Joel, first of all, Caddy Moore making it clear she is very much in this as an interim role. She just wants to come out of retirement to right the ship here in Durham. She was obviously ready to hit the ground running, wanting to assure students, staff, and parents that there is an end in sight to this crisis. And we may see the wheels of progress starting to move on this tomorrow. There's going to be an all-important meeting with the Durham Educators Association, the staff members who have been impacted by this crisis. That is going to be followed up with the next full board meeting happening next Thursday, and that is when we could see a decision made about the pay issue. Now, in the meantime, though, the superintendent insists that she also doesn't want to kick the can down the road.
A 1 year or 1 moment solution. This is a journey, and it will take several years to get to where we need to get. And that goal line will probably change frequently, because what it takes to have a competitive salary and what a living wage look like does not remain static either.
Now, in the meantime, there are still a lot of questions about, how students would make up those days after those protests closed down some schools for several days. The clock is ticking on how many days students would have to make up. She says some of the schools are nearly maxed out on that bank time before they would have to dip into holidays and go into extra time to make up for those days. Some schools with 1 day or less remaining. So as long as the schools continue to stay open and they continue to make progress, hopefully they will not have to dip into that bank time. Now, in the meantime, I also asked the interim superintendent about the optics of her own pay. Obviously, there was a major $300,000 severance package for the previous superintendent. She will also be making roughly that same salary when you factor in the $25,000 a month she is getting on an interim basis. However, she defended her own pay, saying that this is money that was already budgeted for and that it is in line with what the previous superintendent was being paid. But obviously, in terms of the next steps in this process, again, that all-important meeting with staff members tomorrow, followed by that board meeting next Thursday when we should start to see some answers on this. Reporting live in Durham, Tom George, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.